Today's episode of The Mom Game is brought to you by our friends at Gateway Buick GMC at LBJ and Jupiter. I know that buying a car can be stressful, but not at Gateway because their slogan is Gateway's got it. And just what does that mean? Well, it means Gateway's got a wide selection of new Buicks, GMCs, and GM certified used vehicles, all competitively priced. Gateway's got it. In these busy times, you want a car dealer who makes things easy and convenient. Well, guess what? Gateway's got it. When you log on to gatewaybuickgmc.com, look for the Shop, Click, Drive button. This allows you to shop from the comfort of your home, and who doesn't want that? In fact, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1, select your vehicle. 2, create your offer. 3, schedule your delivery. And on top of all this, Gateway Buick GMC offers complimentary car washes for life. I should know. I just got one today. So when you want a dealer who has it all, Gateway's got it. You can find them online at gatewaybuickgmc.com or shop in person at LBJ and Jupiter. GMC, we are professional grade. Experience the new Buick. Welcome to episode 135 of The Mom Game. I'm Emily Jones. She is Julie Dobbs. And I did get a complimentary car wash today from Gateway Buick GMC because I was shooting car commercials.
Nice.
Yeah.
They're so fresh and so clean.
So fresh and so clean. And there's actually, it's so nice to see lots of cars on the lot.
Yeah.
Because it's been like a weird thing.
Is it getting better?
For a long time. It's getting better. It's getting better. The cars are back, y'all. Cars are back at Gateway, especially. So, yeah. Go visit my friends at Gateway Buick GMC if you'd like to, test drive a new GMC Terrain.
What was looking hot out there today?
GMC Terrains.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Terrains are hot.
Yeah, so hot. Acadias.
Oh.
I mean.
Any sort of mom car, big mom car that's not a minivan, that's what I'm
I don't know, but I'm kind of into the souped up trucks too.
Oh.
Give me a souped up truck.
Yeah. Why not?
This whole moving thing that I'm about to embark on has really taught me the valuableness, the value of a truck.
Of a truck, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, everybody, you either need a truck or you need to have a friend who has a truck.
I know. And
you could speak from experience because you made the trek to Fort Worth this weekend. You went shopping at the McCoy Mini Mart.
McCoy fire sale.
And picked you up some goods.
I did.
Couldn't fit them all in that car.
I did. Well, you mentioned one on the show and then I saw it on Facebook and then I'm like, all right, screw it. Can I just come over and go shopping from all these things that you're trying to move from one place to another? I'm not going to say try to get rid of because they're nice things.
They're nice things. They just aren't. They're not going to make the transition to the new place.
They're not transitioning. I laughed. Like the big giant pink picture that was in Hattie's room. I was like, this is perfect for my dining room focal point picture. But it was like Hattie's hidden in her room. Like that's just the difference between me and you and our decorating skills and our homes. Someday, when I grow up, I want to be more like you. But for now, I was like, hell yeah. Because I've been looking for a picture to go above my couch.
I want you to take a picture of it, and I want to see it.
I will.
Did you put it up yet?
Let me tell you.
Okay.
The family concierge is currently at my house. Oh. And I gave her a list. If you haven't heard me talk about the family concierge, yes, this is a shout out to them. Call them if you are like me and you're struggling with life. Because she comes every week to my house. Her name is Lee Daughtry, the owner. And I just give her like a list of the things that I need help with that I know I'm not going to do.
She's your honeydew person.
She's my honeydew person and my fairy godmother all wrapped into one. And like grandmother, baby, like she's great with the kids, everything. So I gave her a list. I was like, okay, I got all these things from Emily. 6 new dining room chairs.
Yeah.
And then this big picture. And I was like, and there's some picture frames and there's this and that. There's some curtains. I was like, can you help me take the old chairs and get rid of them and put the new chairs down and then help me figure out a dining room table that I need to buy that will go with these chairs. And then can you help me hang this giant picture? So think when I get home today,
it's going to be like
that's the coolest part. Yes, every time I come home on Wednesdays after she's been there, last week she organized my fridge, she reorganized all of my Tupperware and everything in the kitchen, set up a new system for our coffee, and then the things like the baseline things she does each week are the kids' rooms and reorganizing all their clothes and toys. And everything.
So I've hired someone to help me unpack the new house and organize it.
Okay.
And it's for some friends of mine, and it's called Sort the Fort, which is a super cute name. And so, yeah, that's what they do. They, whether it's a new moving into somewhere or existing house or whatever, they just kind of come in and get your shit in order.
It's so clutch.
Which I know that I have that in me, but I feel like they can even take it up a notch because this is their business, right?
Business.
There's a reason why I get paid to talk on TV about baseball.
Yeah.
There's a reason why she gets paid to organize shit.
Yeah.
Because she's obviously she's good at it. It's, everyone has their area of expertise, right? And so I'm just a novice OCD organizer. She's a professional.
And it's just more hands too. It's
More
like,
hands.
right.
I'm so ready for this to be over. Did you hear my customer service Emily call?
I did. What was going on there?
There's a lot going on. I'm having such a hard time dealing with this situation. I ordered a table. I swear to God, before we broke ground on our house, ordered this table. It's the focal point of the entryway. It's I was like, it's not cheap.
A dining room table?
It's a dining room table, but it's going in the entryway.
Okay.
And I ordered it. It was the very first thing I ordered for this house.
Literally
before we poured the slab. Okay. June 2nd, 2021.
So you would do. Order the table before you pour the slab.
June 2nd, 2021 is when I ordered this. What is today, Julie? What's today?
October
12th,
October 12th.
2022.
Yeah. That's a long time.
It kept being back order. Oh, it's running a little late. We're running a little behind. F you. You're not running a little bit behind. You're grabbing your ass because you don't know where the fuck shit is.
Customer service Emily alert. Customer service Emily alert. Sorry that she's made it onto the podcast, but she's here and I don't know what to do.
So then I finally they're like, it's in stock. It is shipping it's shipping to our shipper. So then they've got to send it to a warehouse, and then they're going to deliver it to your house.
Warehouse is a good way to buy yourself 2 to 4 to 7 weeks. Oh, it's at the warehouse.
It's at the warehouse. Okay. Well, the table's in 2 pieces. One piece has been located. The other piece is lost in warehouse outer space, has been lost for over a month. They keep talking about dock searches and all this shit, and no one can tell me anything.
So frustrating.
So I have been on the phone. I will shit you not. In the last 4 to 6 weeks, I would say a total of 10 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Trying to locate this godforsaken table. So,
and then it just makes you madder because that's your time. That's your precious time.
I'm about to.
And I know what you charge an hour usually, and you're worth more.
You know my hourly rate, do you?
So that's precious time that you could be doing other things.
I would love to know what you think is my hourly
rate.
My day rate. Oh, you have a day rate. Everybody's got a day rate.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
and so they owe you a freaking day rate.
They owe me a day rate. You're damn straight they do.
You could have been making money.
They owe me a day rate. So my next step, and I'm not kidding, this will happen next week. I know the warehouse. I know the name. I know where it is.
She's not even kidding.
I am not kidding.
Can we follow you?
I will knock
Instagram
on.
Live?
I'm just going to show up and be like, hey, I'm here for a dock search. I'm not kidding. I'm going.
I know you're not kidding.
Because now it's made me crazy.
Yeah, I can tell.
Right? It's made me crazy. This is a phone call from New York. That's not the dock.
Do you need to answer it? We can answer it live. And then, yeah.
Hello?
This could be the dock.
Oh, I hate you.
It wasn't.
Your business may be eligible for some stupid shit.
Oh, I hate you.
It's not a dock search. I don't want to hear about it.
Oh my gosh, Emily.
So yeah, thanks.
Did they give you any sort of?
No,
they're just trying to talk you in circles.
Really, I wish, God bless me. I wish you could hear, because then sometimes customer service Emily turns into not mad, but crazy. God, can you believe this is happening, Emily? Oh yeah, this is a table I ordered on June 2nd, 2021. You need the order number? How about my billing zip code 76109? I mean, it's I turn into,
and it's just some poor
and I always apologize right off the bat. And I'll say, I know this isn't your fault. I know this has nothing to do with you.
Can you talk to someone whose fault it is?
So that's why I keep saying, put me in touch with someone whose fault this is.
Right. It's got to come from somewhere.
But I am very nice to them. I'm just I'm so exhausted by this whole process.
Yeah.
But I do apologize every time. I acknowledge. I realize this is not in your realm. I realize this is in no way your fault. But the first thing I do is I'll be like, Emily McCoy, 76109. Here's my order number. And I'm like, and then just go ahead and pull out my call log and you can see the history there.
Right.
And then like 2 minutes later, they'll be like, oh, wow. Okay. So, because I literally have called every other day. Because again, bless me. Like when I get fixated on something, I can't let it go.
I know.
I can't let it go.
Yeah.
What would you do? Would you just like let this go and be like, oh, the table will show up?
Well, how long do you have till?
I don't. We were talking about like with 13, 14 days. I've got to have it.
13, 14 days till you move in.
Yes. No, but I need it to be there when I move in.
Why?
I just do. Because, and it's the principle of it at this point. It's June 2nd, 2021.
No,
I ordered
terrible.
this table.
It's terrible. Someone's completely effed up. But I would just say...
Is it necessary to move into my house?
Okay.
No, but now it's the principle.
We're going to work on something here.
Give me
I'm going to give you...
table.
We're going to workshop this. Give yourself 5 more days to see if something organically comes to answer your questions. And maybe they'll call and they'll be like, hey, we just tracked it down. Right? Give them a few days. Just give it to them. And then see what happens.
Okay.
And then call again.
And then go to the warehouse.
But then I also want you to think about this. If the table isn't there when you move into the house, I think it'll be okay.
It will be okay because
And then the
I'll
table will
cancel
arrive.
the order and I'll go find my own
And then the
table on my
table will
own.
arrive and it'll be like, let's have a table party. The table's here.
No table
Look at her
party.
just brushing me off, rolling her eyes. I have a table. I've got a fold-out card table.
It's nice.
We can put that in the middle of your big, beautiful, brand new built house. As long as
So stressed out.
the kids,
Remember?
as long as y'all can eat, it'll arrive. I think it will. It'll be okay.
No one's even sitting at the damn table.
I know.
So it's fine. But now it's gotten my craw. And
know.
it's making me crazy.
I know.
And
Let's
I
get
can't
it out of
help
your
it.
craw.
This is just the only thing that will get it out of my craw is for the table to show up in my entryway.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm fucked up. I can't help it.
I know.
I can't help it. I know you're trying to help. Remember last week when I was the calm one and I was going to be all calm? Well, that's over.
That didn't last long.
Hope you enjoyed it. It was a magical 7 days, Julie. It was amazing.
She's back. No, it'll be okay. I know it's going to work out for you. You're going to get your table in your house, but there's, let's think on things we can control.
Okay. I know. No, you're right. You're talking
Things
to me
we
like
can
I would
control.
talk to my kids.
I
And
know.
I appreciate
and it's
that.
okay. Sometimes we all need that.
Yeah. So, but I'll let you know how it goes at the warehouse on Monday.
Do you need an early bird?
I need okay. So I do. I will say, so back to I was calm for 7 days and now I'm not, because now you're getting a little bit more settled in at work. I say a little bit loosely, but me, I'm not, because now I'm not settled because the move is coming, moving shit out of my house, all that kind of stuff, which creates this unsettled feeling for me, which I don't really deal very well with. So I have been relying heavily on the early birds because if not, I think I might just drink myself, like just keep, because it's so stressful. So now I'm like, once I get the stuff done, I need to get done. I pop a couple of early birds and then I'm just like, okay, I've done it. I've done all I can do for the day.
Yes.
The early birds are my friends, my CBD gummy friends. And there are friends here at the Mom Game. They've been life-changing for me as far as chilling out. I could use one right now, obviously. Just helps me chill and relax. Take the edge off, unwind, take a deep breath, and not... It makes me not think so much.
I love how this worked out for you. It makes the sponsor. Like I really do. It's really good for you. You needed something like this. Yeah. Sometimes you don't want to go to the doctor and be like, give me drugs. Right. But you need a little something.
Yes. It kind of puts my mind to sleep.
Yeah.
It makes my mind's wheels stop.
Speaking of sleep, it's a really good sleep.
Yes. So love early bird. Couldn't live without early bird at this point. So if you want to give it a try, earlybirdcbd.com/TMG. It's /TMG. Let me double check for the discount code. So you get 20% off your first order. It's earlybirdcbd.com/TMG to get discounted on your first order.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
They're amazing.
We
They're
love you,
tasty.
Early Bird.
We love them. They're also working with Kevin Mensch and Craig Ludwig on the Dub Network, and those guys love them. I slipped Mike Soroy a pack the other day because I know he's been anyone that I see like stressing in the world that's my friend. I'm like, here you go.
have some of these.
Here's some early bird gummies.
Okay, so how is the new gig going?
It's good.
How is the body clock adjustment?
So the mornings actually, so I'm on the air at 7:00. I have a new job at The Freak here in Dallas, which is a brand new radio station. It was the Eagle 97.1 and it flipped formats and now it's The Freak. And I have been lucky enough to get a spot on the morning show. So it's 7:00 to 11:00. Let's just say I wasn't even normally waking up until after I'm on the air now. Like previous me was kind of waking up in between 7:30.
What time do you get your kids to school?
7:50.
Oh.
Ryder is. Anna's 8:30. So it depends. Like sometimes Kelly would be there and he'd kind of help take care of Ryder and then I wouldn't have to. But anyway, it's been I've never been like 6:00 hour wake up person as hard as I try. Like maybe 6:45. But this is all very new to me and it's been good. The mornings aren't bad. The mornings I'm kind of like excited to go. I wake up, I have my coffee, I hit the road and the kids and everybody are still asleep. And so it's kind of like easier in a way than when you wake up to a shitstorm and you're trying to get people out the door and blah, blah, blah. I do miss them. I miss seeing their little faces a little bit every morning. But we have a wonderful sitter that's helping and Kelly's there too a lot. But it's like I think maybe I need to solicit advice from anybody that does the 5:00 wake up, whether it's to work out or go to work. It's like 2:00. I get really tired. Yeah. Really tired to where like I almost can't even keep my eyes open. And then you go home and then the kids are still there and you still got to do all that stuff. And then you got to prep a little bit for the next day because it is so early in the morning that you're on the air. But so that's been a little bit of an adjustment. I'm circling through like coffee, the Celsius energy drinks. I buy every energy drink I see. I'm trying to find the right mix.
Right.
Like what do I need? I need coffee in the morning, energy drink in the afternoon.
What about like an iced coffee?
I do iced coffee quite a bit.
Okay.
But sometimes I need something that I can just have in a fridge and not necessarily drive. I could have an iced coffee in a fridge.
Don't they have like canned iced coffees and you could just put some ice in them?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I still haven't found like one that tastes as good as it does when you drive
Yeah.
through.
I don't think that I've had an iced coffee at like Starbucks or whatever.
But you wake up early, so what do you do in the afternoon? Anything besides wine?
No, that's it. I mean,
that's it.
No, if you have a glass of wine though, like I find that makes me more tired.
Once it wears off.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you feel good for a little bit.
Yeah, it'll get you through short term.
Yeah. But no,
I don't really do. You know what I do? And it's not an energy drink, but I do this a lot. And I do squeeze a half a lime and a half a lemon in a big Yeti or Stanley cup. And then do just ice water. So it's like a lemon lime water, but it's kind of like a little tangy or whatever. So it kind of, I don't know. I do that a lot.
Okay. I need to stock up on some lemons and limes.
And it is nice to do it fresh. Do you have one of those lemon or lime, the squeezers?
Oh, it's fun.
I think they're so fancy.
They are fun.
Like I feel like you get so much.
Just the hand one, right?
Yeah, it's like you open
I use it
up
for my margaritas.
Yeah. But I feel like you get so much more juice that way than if you just do your hands.
Oh, yeah. And it hurts.
Yeah.
Squeezing limes hurts.
Yeah.
My hand.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. Okay, I'll try that one. But yeah, outside of the body clock thing, like the show, I think is like going really well. It's fun. We're having a lot of fun. I'm really getting to know.
Y'all are cracking up.
My co-host, we're having fun.
Yeah,
They're making me laugh, and we are probably like the sportsiest show on the station. We do talk a lot of football, NFL, Cowboys, but it's just been really fun. It's really fun to like have, like Jeff said when we were talking about it the other day, Jeff Kavanaugh, who's on the show with me, like a longer runway, right? Like when we were doing radio, and especially me at the ticket, it was like I did my ticker, and every once in a while I'd like get a little jab in.
Right.
And this is just like, go for it.
Whatever.
So part of that is scary. You know, I'm learning about what to do with all the airtime and how to not reveal too much of myself to where I sound like a complete dumbass. But overall, it's been a lot of fun, and it's fun to like have like a crew in the morning that you like know you're going to see every day. Like, Jeff has been bringing in, or KT today brought in a treat. Like, if someone will bring something for breakfast, and you kind of talk a little bit about your night and how you slept. And I'm used to like Kelly being gone already and taking kids and then just kind of being by myself. So that part of it's fun, like the camaraderie and then like the new sense of family with this new station. Everybody's really close at the Freak, and everybody from the morning show all the way through the afternoon show, and Soroy and Reiner and Groobs. It's like we all just feel like big family now. And so that's been fun.
Yeah, that's great. I'm so excited for you. I listen to you guys like throughout the day. I still listen to the Ticket Some. I still listen. I listen to the Fan every once in a while. I bounce around pretty good.
It's fun to bounce around. It's just good to have options.
For sure.
I mean, I listen to the Musers on my drive-in.
Yeah.
Like, because they start at 5:30 and we start at 7. I'm like, I love them. I still love them. I still love everybody at the Ticket. But I think our show is a little something different than the Musers. It's a lot different. Yeah. So we're not trying to like go right up against them and compete for the same people. You know, it's like we're all 30. We're in our 30s, late 30s. And we just have different things, different opinions than they do. And I think we're pretty silly.
What? Are you saying you're the cool kids?
No, I just think we're sillier than them.
Oh, okay.
They'll every once in a while go down a silly road, but our silly road is much more frequent, I guess you could say.
The trips down the silly road?
Yeah. So we have fun.
Okay, well, good. So here we are. Everything's back to normal.
Yeah.
You're chill and telling me to calm down, and I'm freaking out about stuff. So
yeah. But I am super excited to see your house.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
And when it all comes together.
Doesn't feel like it's ever going to happen.
It will.
Or it'll be tableless.
It will. And no baseball, that's been good? Like getting used to that?
Yeah, it's been good. Still watching the play. Well, we'll talk about the playoffs and sports courts. But yeah, it's been nice to just not have to be. I mean, I still have to be, places. You know, I had a commercial shoot this morning in Dallas at Gateway. I shoot here, stuff, but not like you need to be at the ballpark and you're going to be here for the next 9 hours or whatever. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, it seems like it's this way every year. I always am ready for it to end when it does, especially the last several seasons, because we haven't been very good at baseball. But I'm always ready to go back, around February. Like, I'm like, okay, now it's time to go back to work. I still have not talked to the Rangers yet about if I will be coming back or what that looks like. So, I kind of enter into this place every off season where it's like, okay, I sign 1-year deals. I do that on purpose to give, myself the leeway to step away whenever I'm ready. But I also fully realize that they could also make that decision. That like, hey, we feel like maybe it's time to move in another direction or whatever. And so I have not had those conversations yet. So everything's kind of up in the air at this point in time. But I think the longer my career goes, every season, it seems more real that I'm closer to the end,
And you've said as much. I mean, you thought it was the end already at one point and then changed your mind.
Yeah. So, we'll see what happens. I'm trying to, you'll be proud of me. That's one thing I'm not stressed about. I'm like that, whatever is supposed to happen in that regard is going to happen.
Good for you.
Yeah. So that's the one. Yeah. It's just, my career doesn't stress me out at all. It's a fucking table that's killing me. Yeah. So yeah, how strange is that? Yeah. So I'm totally, whatever happens, we'll figure it out. And if it's time to go away, I'll go away. If it's time to stick around,
you'll never fully go away.
I'll stick around. Not from you.
Not from me.
Okay. Let's do some sports courts because it's a very, very sportsy time of year.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about Diva Lore, who I know you've got some things to say about, but I am excited because I'm going to see Melanie tomorrow to get the microneedling, which I'm kind of scared. Yeah. She said it's not bad, but I'll be pretty red.
Is that where are you going to peel?
I don't know. I know there's blood involved, but it's supposed to make your skin super tight.
I'm sure it will.
So
yeah, that's awesome.
Anyway, I'm like, do whatever. You want to microneedle me? Let's get
That's kind of what I just told her.
Or is it microneedling? That's what it's called.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
So Melanie Cobb is the owner of Diva Lore Medical Wellness. She's a mom, a certified PA, and she started her own company after working in surgery for a long time, which she still does. But she is basically, you've heard us talking about her. She is one of us. She's a mom. She is somebody that time is limited, and she knows exactly what you're looking for when it comes to your skincare. So we highly recommend giving Melanie a call, heading to her website. however you want to find her, you can find her on our Instagram link tree. Reach out to her, say you heard about her from the Mom Game and you want your free consultation, and you can do that virtually. And just tell her what you're looking for when it comes to skincare. She does Botox, she does Dysport, she does the micro needling, she does the chemical peels. She will even help with like hair restoration for you or your husband. All of those things that you can normally find at a medical spa. She'll do like what's the fat freezing thing, Sculptra, Cabela, fat below your chin, dermal fillers. She can do the fillers, the lip stuff, all of that. She can do it for you. And it's almost like more of a boutique feel, because you can walk into medical spas sometimes and there's like plasticky people everywhere and you don't know what you're even looking for. And all of a sudden you've spent $1,200. That's not going to happen with Melanie. Just go in, chat with her. Like Emily said, she's been working with her. She's working with me. I'm going to go see her next Thursday and get something. She also sells this wonderful skincare line.
Ooh, I love it.
You love it?
It is Zio. It's not Zoe.
Yes,
it's Zio.
Zio. So
I'm loving it.
I am too.
I'm like a week and a half in.
Okay,
totally
awesome.
dig it. I love the way it makes your skin feel.
And I use it. I try to be religious with it, like she says, like at night and the morning. And she'll write you up a little regimen.
Yep.
I love it too. And so she can sell all of that. And she wanted me to tell y'all that even if you just want to do the virtual consultation and then have her ship you the skincare line, she'll talk to you about it. She'll look at you virtually and tell you exactly what you need and then send it to you. She covers the shipping charges, everything. I know as moms, we're looking for ways to make things simple. So if it's just products that you're looking for, she can help you with that too. So go find Melanie, go to our link tree. It is divaloremedicalwellness.com, DIVALORE, medicalwellness.com. And it is on all of our social media handles as well. So
I know, and I'll see you tomorrow.
She's hooking both of us up, making us look better.
Can't wait to show you my micro needling.
I can't wait either.
Okay, so Cowboys are still fire. It's unbelievable. I cannot believe they just keep winning.
They just keep winning.
Their defense is so effing good. It's ridiculous.
Their defense is leading the way.
Yeah.
Micah Parsons gets like better and better
he's so
each
good.
game. I don't know how DeMarcus Ware.
DeMarcus
Lawrence. I knew it wasn't right when I said it. DeMarcus Lawrence is like reinvigorated. I think playing alongside Micah Parsons. Dan Quinn has everybody like firing on all cylinders, and so I think that's been a big factor in keeping the Cowboys moving forward with Dak Prescott out. You know, when you don't have as much pressure on your offense or as much pressure on your quarterback, and it's a backup like Cooper Rush, I think that just helps everybody. So the defense been leading the way, and I think today I heard Mike McCarthy finally said, today's Wednesday, they play Sunday against Philadelphia, who's undefeated. Mike McCarthy finally said, kind of squashed any rumors of Dak coming back this week and said it's going to be Cooper again this weekend.
Well, he said they were planning as if Cooper Rush was their starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Or is this gamesmanship?
They never do that.
Bullshit.
Mike McCarthy?
Well, people
do. Like hockey, you do that a lot. You always are trying to trick people, and you don't
Lower
want to say who your goalie is.
Right,
but in the NFL, I mean, he's going to have to practice.
Don't you think maybe Jerry could have got in his ear? I don't know. I'm just trying to.
Or like in the playoffs in NBA or NHL, you see a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
But Mike McCarthy has said on the record that he wants Dak to practice for a full week before he gets in a game.
Right.
And he's not practicing, and it's Wednesday, and it's a thumb thing that he can't grip the ball. You know. So
no, I just.
I mean, it'd be cool if he, came down in a superhero cape and.
I know.
Was.
I just.
Finally ready.
I would love for him to play against Philadelphia.
That'd be cool.
But I mean, listen, at this point, anything that you get from Cooper Rush, I feel like is gravy. Yeah. Like you need to thank your lucky stars.
Yet?
No, I mean it's ridiculous.
I am
cussing so much today.
It's the table. The little table's like just on your shoulder.
It's the table. It's the table. But this is why I need to go to the warehouse and ask for a doc search.
Or you just need an early bird and just say it's going to all be okay.
I'm so stressed.
Think about the big, beautiful, fun house.
All right. Okay, back to the
that is going to be ready.
Yes. Okay, so yes, the Cowboys are still outstanding. It's crazy to think about the fact that I included, thought a lot of people, myself included, thought the season was over after week 1.
I know. We both
and
did.
now
We were sad. We were
they
like,
lost the only game that Dak started, and they've won the rest of them.
Yeah.
Makes zero sense.
I
I
know.
still, though, I mean, and there are a lot of people who are of sound mind and body that firmly believe that Cooper Rush should be this team's starting quarterback. And I'm like, you can't be serious?
I know. It's really weird. I think those are the same people.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. What's he doing? What's he
even like
done? What's he
that.
done to relinquish this job? I mean, they couldn't even win with Dak in there. They got finally winning. Now you're going to take him out?
This is the same guy that told you couldn't be sports director in Lubbock. It's that very same guy. I remember this voice.
Bingo. He returns.
He's back, and he says Cooper Rush should still be quarterback.
What do you mean sports? What do you know about sports, girl?
That guy, he would be a Cooper Rush guy.
He's a big Cooper Rush
He
guy.
likes to stir the pot.
He's a big Cooper Rush guy.
Yes, he is. I know. I think people just like getting a rise out. I mean, I think people, hopefully in their right mind, are.
No, I think there are people who believe, look at the record, look at the way they play when he's in there. And I'm like, look at the number of passes he completed.
10 passes last game.
But I don't care. I think he's done a fantastic. I'm not knocking Cooper Rush.
No, but he's
I
not
just think Dak Prescott has his potential is far greater and can take you to far greater heights than Cooper Rush.
Yes.
But to each his own. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Okay, MLB playoffs started. I feel like we need to go on the record who we're rooting for.
Tell me who I need to root for and what I need to know.
I feel like anyone but the Astros.
Okay.
Then
I won't root for them. I wouldn't do that even if you told me to. Or the Yankees.
And one of my dearest friends, like Julia Morales is one of my dear friends.
Yeah.
And I want such great things for her, but I cannot root for that team. I cannot do it. I like some of the players on it. I like Jose Altuve. I think Yordan Alvarez is effing phenomenal. I just can't root for the Astros. It's just
because you're a Rangers person through and through.
Why.
That's why.
So I think I don't know. It's hard because I don't. It's hard for me to root for anyone within the division. So that means Seattle and Houston. The Braves won it last year. They do have Wash, who I adore. The Yankees, it's almost impossible for me to root for them, but they have Jose Trevino and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, two guys who I got close to and loved tremendously.
They were mean to Joey Gallo, though.
They were not. The
people
fans
there.
were.
I know.
Yes.
So if you need to think of something that can make you not root for them.
So, and then
That's
there's I don't have any ties to the Phillies. Who else are we talking about? I don't have really any ties to the Guardians. Dodgers, okay. Hattie, in case you haven't heard, is obsessed with Joey Gallo.
Oh, I forgot. That's where he is now.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in what's on my feed or what's on your feed or her feed or his feed or whoever's feed. So I don't know. I find myself just wanting, it's like I heard my friend Dave Raymond today on the radio on your former station talking about, he's like, I just want them all to lose. Is that possible for just everyone to lose?
Yeah.
And that just means we're small, petty human beings. And that's not what I want. I can find a reason to root for every team. I can also find a reason to not root for every team. So I'm just going to rationalize it like that. But I do think it will be the Dodgers and the Astros in the World Series again.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I just think those two teams are so ridiculously stacked and good and deep. And they're just really good at baseball. So,
yeah.
I mean, and you get a chance like in game one of Houston and Seattle, and they knock Justin Verlander around for like 4 or 5 runs in like 2 or 3 innings, and then you don't win the game. Like, oof, you missed a huge opportunity, and it could dome you out because you were up 2 runs with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th, and then
is that what happened?
And they brought in a dude who won the Cy Young last year, great pitcher. He's a starter. They brought him in that situation, which was way over managing in my opinion.
Yeah.
It was a really strange call. So they bring in Robbie Ray, and he promptly gives up a 3-run bomb to Jordan Alvarez. I mean, it was... Anyway, so I will say, though, I do love, even if the Rangers aren't in it, which we haven't been in it for a long time, I do love watching playoff baseball. I think it's super, super fun.
Okay, well, I'm going to go on the record and say I'm going for Seattle.
You're going for Seattle. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Just looking at my options. I feel like they haven't won in a long time. They've been pretty bad for a long time.
It was like the longest playoff drought in like major sports.
Yeah, so that's kind of the under. I always if I don't have a dog in the fight, I like going for the underdog.
All right, so you're on the record as the Mariners. I'm gonna go on record and say I don't know. I don't really know what to say. I'm gonna say
I don't. Yeah,
it's hard. I can't.
And I'm not calling them to win, but I just am going for them.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
That's
Rooting
who I'm
for
going to
them.
cheer for.
Okay. All right. That's good to know. I dodged that bullet or question that I asked.
You did.
I did. Because I
You
really
can think
don't know.
about it.
I could think.
You're
give me
following
another-
it a lot closer than I am.
Yeah,
So
give me till
you're
next
actually
week.
trying to come up with a good decision.
Okay,
I just see Seattle and
yeah,
said, "Oh."
yeah, why not? Okay, so we alluded to this a little bit, but we're gonna do TMG News Desk and What's on Your Feed kind of combined, and we're gonna let Bottle Rover bring us this segment that involves my daughter. So we're happy to have Bottle Rover back on board. It's your go-to alcohol delivery app, making it easier than ever to search your favorite liquor, beer, or wine on demand based on your location. Free delivery on orders over $50. Dallas-based alcohol delivery platform that offers, like I said, free delivery on all orders over $50. They are awesome. Like we said, they are a local company. They've supported us from the beginning, and we are grateful for them to have them back on board. I am going to need lots of Bottle Rover help because I will not have time to make those liquor store runs
especially
in the next
if
couple
that
of weeks.
table doesn't arrive for a while.
Especially if
Bottle
I'm at-
Rover, please send help.
If I'm going to have Bottle Rover bring me some supplies to the warehouse while I'm waiting on my dock search.
She needs to be armed, locked and loaded for the dock search.
Shop on bottlerover.com or download their app from the Google Play Store or the App Store. Bottle Rover is where it's at. It makes things so easy and convenient. We are thankful for them. Check out Bottle Rover. Remember, free delivery on orders over $50. So, what's on your feed? With my feed, I feel like it's been a lot of things lately here in DFW. Lots of state fair
on the
activity. And then my most recent item on my feed was Hattie, my daughter, 9 years old, begging me the night before the playoffs started, the MLB playoffs, to send Joey a good luck message, Joey Gallo. So Hattie is obsessed with Joey. He's very sweet about it. Anyway, so she sends him this message, and immediately she's like, "Did he?" And I texted it to him, and did he respond? Did he respond? And I'm like, no, he hasn't responded yet. And I'm like, I don't even know. Who knows what's going on? Like, go to bed. Like, this was before bedtime. So she wakes up in the morning. Did Joey respond? And I was like, yes, he responded. He said, it was something, how sweet, thank you, Hattie, or whatever, with a little heart emoji. And then I was like, is this a peek into what it's going to be like when she starts like,
Yeah, it is.
oh my God.
It is.
Like boys, like when she starts to like boys and
she's
like
going to become obsessed.
waiting on phone. Oh, waiting on. I'd rather be obsessed with a table than a boy.
Yeah.
See if we can channel this somewhere else. But yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, is this what I'm
How
in
old is
for?
she?
She's 9.
Okay.
And I don't think she loves Joey like in a. I don't think she
hasn't like had a crush yet on anybody.
I don't know, but I will say we were cleaning out Henry's room and he had a Joey Gallo baseball and it's signed by him, and she did. She would kill me. She did pick it up and say, "It smells like him."
I think she has a crush on Joey Gallo. I'm like, I think you're in denial.
I was like, first of all, I don't think you know how. I don't know that you know how he smells.
Yeah.
But I think what this is she probably saw that on a show, right? Some show she's watching, iCarly or whatever, and so now she's got this like a little bit of a infatuation with Joey Gallo. And I think what I'm grateful for is that he's so good about it. Like he's really sweet about how, because he does know, he obviously knows me. He knows he's gotten to know her over the years, at spring training and stuff like that. So he's really, really sweet about it. But I will say I did like panic a little bit and be like, oh my gosh, is this what it's going to be like when she like starts to like boys?
I think it is. And I just hope I hope for my kids too. Like, I hope they talk to us about it. I hope that we can I love that she's talking to you about Joey, obviously, because you're her connection to Joey, but it's like, I hope that we can just have like an open conversation about it and they don't get in their head about who they have a crush on and, think weird things or whatever. It's like, just come home and talk to me about it.
Yes. All the things. Talk to me about all the things.
Yes.
So yeah, that was on my feed. And then also too, we went to the fair.
Yeah, I saw that.
How do people afford the fair?
I don't know, man.
I was astonished by how much money we spent there.
Did you do games, rides?
So we did ride. So at the end of every season, I try to take my kids to do something fun. It's like basically mom guilt translates into let's go do something fun to celebrate the end of the season. Remember that year I took him to the Anatole to go to that water park, and the water park was closed.
Yes, I remember.
So we did
They
state
didn't have
fair.
silverware or something like that.
So bad. Yes, there was. We got delivery and no silverware. Like there was no room service.
Good job, Mom.
Way to go. So this year we decided to go to the fair, and I let them each invite a friend. So it's 5 of us total. 4 kids, 1 me.
And just you. Okay.
And just me. My friend Keith Fletcher, got us some tickets. So I was like, oh, sweet. Already bargain already, you know?
Yeah.
So walk in the door. They're like, okay, coupons for everything. Eats, drinks, game. I mean, games are a different kind of coupon. You have to have a gaming card.
Yeah.
But rides, eat, drink, you've got to have coupons. No cash, no cards, whatever. And I'm like, oh my, this is so aggressive. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to get like $150. Okay, we did this. First of all, the kids were like kind of feeling out the rides, didn't know if they were going to be brave or not. But so we end up going on the gondola through the Midway.
I liked your Instagram story.
Do you know how much that was?
You said it was like $150?
No, it was 10 tickets per person. So 50 tickets total. 1 ticket equals $1, $50 to go on a 3-minute gondola ride.
Oh my gosh.
Overlooking the Midway. And I was like,
we don't pay $50 to do. What do you pay $50 for?
I was like, who else is dumb enough besides me to get on this damn gondola? Who is dumb enough to do this besides me? Because I felt like the biggest idiot ever. I'm like, I just dropped $50 for 3 minutes on a gondola, overlooking the State Fair of Texas.
It's ridiculous.
And then so we do that, and then I have to go get more because then we have to eat. You know, so it's like, you know, and then there's 4 kids and tickets, and then you got to get a gaming card. So then we get a gaming card. And I'm like, okay, $30 a piece on the gaming card.
And that lasts 7 minutes.
It's 7, please. 3.2 seconds. They blow their wad, don't get anything. Or I take that back. They went to the one where it's like everyone gets a prize. So they come up with this like 2 Nemo plush toys or something. I'm like,
we got
I just spent $120 on 4 plush toys.
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing? What have I done? But then I'm like, okay, you know what? They had a blast.
Part of the experience. And so I was like, I'm just going to chalk it up and just suck it up and not complain. But I'd never been to the State Fair. It's shocking.
It is shocking.
Never been?
No, not for work. Like never just go to the fair.
For fun. Yeah.
Yeah. I've gone to cover the game and that's it. So I'd never been. I was shocked. So we did go relatively early in the morning, which is the pro move.
Yeah.
The mass of humanity that was there on a Monday afternoon gave me so much anxiety that I was like, and 4 kids, like we're going through these crowds. I'm like, what is it like? What is it like on a weekend?
It's crazy.
It must be
I've
insane.
been there when it's like shoulder to shoulder with people.
Yes.
And you don't know which direction your kid went.
Oh, there is 0 chance. So if I go again next year, I will pull the kids out of school.
Yeah.
And I will be there when the doors open.
Yeah.
And I will take out a loan.
Yeah. Take out a loan.
Yes.
Well, at least your kids are somewhat old enough to kind of like understand if they don't win the prize. I had to deal with like crying, pouty 7-year-old because he saw the giant Pokemon toy but couldn't get the giant Pokemon toy and tried to barter with the guy at 2 different stations. And it's just like, they tell you if you ask, they're like, yeah, there's no way he'll win that. He can't because he's 7. And one of them is like the strongest man thing where the thing has to go all the way up to the top.
Yeah.
And I saw a grown man with his like beer gut, like slamming as hard as he could. And it only went up to like 70, not 100. And then they have a big old Charmander on top of it.
What's Charmander?
The Pokemon thing that my son wants. So they're trying to sell that to a game that they know that the kids can't win. Yeah. It's mean.
It is mean.
And then the guy's kind of like under his breath. He's like, you can just go to Amazon and get this for $75. I'm like, I know, but that doesn't help me right now. And
he wants to win it.
I wouldn't buy that for my child on Amazon for $75, and I'm not going to spend $150 trying to get it for him here when he's not going to get it.
Right.
But yes, it's the beauty of the fair.
I know. So it was, it's one of those things where you chalk it up and you just say, well, you're just going to have to suck it up and eat it. And they enjoyed it and they had fun. And so that's all that really matters. I want to go back
sans kids. The shopping's quite good.
Really?
If you go into like some of those, little pavilion things with shopping. Yeah.
It is.
There's lots. I almost bought a massager the other day, I thought real seriously about a mattress. The mattress.
I was cracking up. We went in this place to go to the bathroom, and there's just people like just laid out. And my kids were like, "Can we go lay on the mattress?" I'm like, "No, we're not laying on the mattress. We're getting the hell out of here."
And my kids were laying on the mattress. And so then the guy started talking, and then Kelly and I started talking, and we're like, man, we really could use a mattress. And then he's laying it on thick, this mattress firm guy, and he's like kissing ass to my children. He's like, "Oh, how sweetie, how old are you? I have kids, blah, blah, blah." And so I'm kind of like entertaining the thought. And then we asked how much it was, and it was like $9,000.
Well, and mattress shopping is no joke. Like, you better carve out at least like an hour to go mattress shopping.
And his face went when I said that, I'm sorry, we're just not like in the market for that price today.
For a $9,000 mattress.
Yeah, it just went like, all right, get the, I mean, you might as well have said like, get the F out of here, get your kids off my thing. You know, it's like
moving on.
Super sales guy. Yeah. But there was this really cool massager. I might go back and it went on the back of your chair, and it was warm, and it went right to like the spot in my lower back that hurts from tennis. And I almost bought it. I bought sheets there last year. And they're really good. They're bamboo.
Just on the way out, I'm assuming. Like, because you don't want to tote sheets around the fair.
I think I asked the guy if I could leave them.
And hold on, that's smart.
He held on to the sheets.
Yeah.
There's some good stuff.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back just to shop.
I don't know if I'm going back.
Well, you don't have to.
Kids, but
I bet you could get a table just in case.
Do they sell tables?
Yeah, they sell everything.
Will they deliver it?
Maybe. Maybe you can watch the pig get milked. We did watch a little horse show.
Yeah, you know what I didn't see that I really wanted to, but I didn't have the energy to figure out where it was?
The butter sculpture.
Yes.
I took pictures of it.
You did? Will you send them to me?
I go every year. The butter sculpture is huge for me.
That's what everyone was saying.
Yeah, it's really cool.
By the time we got around to it, I was like, I don't have enough energy to figure out where the butter sculpture is.
The Food and Fiber building. I love the fair. What? I think I want to go back and...
Why is there Food and Fiber?
Yeah. I don't know.
That's a weird name for a building.
That's just what it's called. But I want to go back, and if I do bring the kids, just tell them like off the top, we are not playing games. We are not doing rides. We are going to, because the shows and things like that are really cool, but they obviously will pick the rides and games over the shows. Right. But if you go in from the beginning and say, we're not doing that, we're doing this, maybe that's a better strategy.
Yeah, there's zero chance mine are going.
Yeah.
Without that. Who's calling you?
My babysitter.
Should answer the phone, because we got to get ready for our special guest.
Okay.
I'm so excited. Answer your phone. Let's see if everything's okay.
Is everything okay? We're just shooting our podcast, but it's okay.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, babysitter? Okay. So Julie's on the phone. This is what happens when you're on the mom game. You have to answer mom calls.
Come over.
Play date? We had a play date coming?
That's perfect. Everything's good.
Riveting.
That's all good. Okay, no problem. Okay, bye.
Best podcasting ever.
What happens?
It is. Okay, everything's okay.
Babysitters, everything's good.
Yeah, got a play date set up.
Yes.
No table delivery. We got
a play date come over.
Okay, I am super stoked to have this woman on our show. She is the founder of Scout and Cellar, which if you know me, you know that Scout and Cellar is my jam. And she is the founder of Scout and Cellar. Yeah. She's a super fascinating story. Badass. She's a super badass. And Sarah Shadonix is here with us.
And here she is, Sarah. Thank you so much for joining us. The queen of Scout and Cellar is here. Our listeners have heard a lot about Scout and Cellar. We're always drinking Scout and Cellar, so we're so excited to have you on to just hear a little bit about your story and how this all started for you. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm so excited about this because we've gotten to know each other. I've been 5 years now with Scout and Cellar, almost from the beginning. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because I always tell stories when we have guests on. We always do, like how we first met. And I remember it was when we were still in Salina, in this tiny like barn with maybe a couple of offices. And we were at that point, I think like self-packing wine. It was a complete shit show. And I stumble into the offices and there you were. And I just remember being like, oh, wow, that's the founder of the company. And you like just wanted to talk Rangers. So I was like, okay, this is awesome. But when I look back at like where things started, and I feel so fortunate to have been kind of along for this roller coaster at times. But for you, to me, you didn't set out, I don't think, to do all of this or for it to grow as rapidly as it did. So take us back to just how Scout and Cellar came to be in that little barn in Salina, Texas.
The field house.
The field house, yeah. Which we have a label called the field house for that very reason.
We do, yeah. I mean, like all the way back, or like how we got to Salina?
Well, I mean, just like
you want to go?
I mean, you're a lawyer.
Yeah.
You were a practicing
Where'd
attorney.
the idea come from?
Yeah. So I've always loved wine. Like, I mean, well, since it was sort of appropriate.
Okay. Or maybe
not
before.
like when you were 12.
Like, I was like 15 or 16.
Okay,
like, so
yeah.
sort of appropriate.
Yeah.
Like, and it was on the table growing up. I grew up around, my dad was a lawyer, and he had entrepreneurial friends that he was around. And so wine was around when I was growing up. So I was like, oh, this is like a cool beverage. And then as I learned more about it, I learned that it's not just a beverage. It's a thing that brings people together. But it's also something into which a lot of stories and hard work goes into. And that like fascinated me. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of families and generations that bring it to life. And so all of that was really like fascinating to me. And so then when I went to law school, like my job was to like find the cheapest bottle of wine that was delicious and had an interesting story, which was usually fronted by an interesting label. And that kind of continued to pique my curiosity. And then kind of one of the things that really like started me on the track to get us to Scout and Cellar was when I was in law school, my now husband, who works at Scout and Cellar, studied abroad. Mm-hmm. And I went to visit him. And we had no money. We were in law school. And so we went and we like took the train into the Channel. We went down into Switzerland and Brussels, and we ended up in France for a couple of days. And I'm talking like we had no money at all. Like we took from the dining hall at his university a loaf of bread and a couple of apples so we could like eat, because like, you know, this is where we were. And we ended up, for our last meal in Europe for this fancy trip, we ate at this brasserie, which to us was like the fanciest of all the meals. And on the table, there was a little table tent with a wine recommendation. So we're like, oh, well, we'll just get this wine because this must be the best. And so we ordered it. And of course, it's one of those nights where you're young and you're overseas, and like it was the best wine ever.
Okay.
And so we got back to the States, and I'm like, I have to find this wine. I have to find this wine because it changed the way I looked at the world.
Yeah.
So I looked up on the internet. This was 2004. Okay. And so looked it up. One place in the United States, one wine shop carried this wine. And it was a wine shop in, as luck would have it, Dallas, Texas. So I called this little wine shop on the phone. It wasn't like Total Wine or Specs. It was a place called Le Cave. Mm-hmm. I called them up on the phone, and this lady answers. And I was like, do you have this Val Jonis wine? She's like, yeah. I was like, I cannot believe you have this wine. She's like, I can't believe you know this wine. So I went down to this little wine shop owned by a husband and wife. Mm-hmm. Husband's from Bordeaux, France. Very thick French accent. His name is appropriately Francois.
Of course.
And began a relationship with them through the purchase of this wine that changed the course of my life and my family's life.
Yeah.
He became a mentor to me, shared wines with me that I never would have had, taught me how to taste wine. They're like a second uncle to us, me and Matthew. And set me on a track of really learning and desiring to be in the wine industry.
And not only be in the wine industry, but to develop this company, to start this company, and then you choose the direct sales platform, which can be, how can we say, overwhelming at times. I mean, I think any way you structure a company can be overwhelming, but direct sales provides another level of overwhelmingness.
And I had no idea that was going to happen.
This is what I love about you. You weren't ready for a lot of the things, but you've taken them on, right? And like I remember we went to a reward trip in Mexico last year, and I just looked over at the table, and you were at the table next to me, and you were just like this. And I looked at you and I was like, I need to go talk to her, because everyone wants, when we go to this Scout and Cellar thing, everyone wants a piece of Sarah.
Yeah,
everyone wants to talk. You're like a rock star.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I told her, I was like, you didn't sign up for this, did you? You didn't know that you were going to become like this.
It's like a celebrity basis. Yeah.
And I was like, for me, like when I got into my job, I was seeking so much attention. Now I can't fucking stand it. No, I mean, like young Emily was like, give me all the attention. And now I'm like, I don't want any attention. attention, but that's not something you thought would come with it.
No.
In addition to the criticisms, the problems, the stuff, when you're just trying to like bring a good glass of wine to everybody's table.
Yeah.
So what have you learned about, yourself, about this process? Do you wish you could do anything differently?
Oh, the list of things I wish I had done differently is very long. I keep it in a scroll in my trunk. I mean, yeah, of course, the things you learn because you learn more from the failures, the mistakes, from the things that didn't go right than you do from successes.
Yeah.
So I think that I would want to go back to the direct selling part of this, though, because back in the beginning, that has been one of the probably the most unexpected part of this. I loved wine, like we talked about that. Like wine is like the thing that I know.
Yeah.
Like I know a lot about wine. Like I love wine. It's the easy part, and people part is also easy too. Like that. I was a lawyer. I am still a lawyer. But the direct selling part, how we got into this, is because of who buys wine and why. And so I'm like, oh, this is going to be perfect. This is how we're going to launch this brand in e-commerce. We're going to take advantage of this great opportunity. We're going to create a space to empower others. We're going to democratize the wine industry in a way that nobody's done before. This is going to be amazing. But you're right, Emily. I did not have any idea of how the direct selling industry worked. And I think that's been one of the best parts about it, is if I would have known. I don't know if we would have done it, if we would have been here. But it's been really great. But
how did it happen?
Yeah.
So it happened because I'd been working in wine and e-commerce in California, and I learned about the business of wine, and I saw an opportunity to start a brand in e-commerce. But how I became interested in Clean Crafted was I saw all these amazing wines being made by families that had all these amazing stories, and the thing that united them was how they were grown and how they were made. But there wasn't like a common brand for them. They were like small family farms, and they weren't like lining your store shelves.
Yeah.
So I'm like, these wines have awesome stories that need to be told, and like when you drink them, you can feel and taste the difference. Like they need a brand that unites them, so like people that don't even know that they need to drink this wine can know to look for them.
Yeah.
So that was where the idea for Clean Crafted came from.
And that's why it's called Scout and Cellar, because you scout the wine, bring it into the cellar, and then distribute
I never realized that.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I'm like, okay, we're gonna launch this online because like people are not buying wine online, but like how are we gonna sell the wine beyond like my mom and my sister? So then two things happened. Number one, and ironically, the story after this, but Matthew, my husband, dumped an ESPN The Magazine article in my lap at the time I was ideating on Scout and Cellar. And it was about Advocare.
Yeah.
The Drew Brees article. And I was like, huh. And I was just with the Advocare CEO last week. And he talks about that article in a negative light. And I was like, actually, it changed my life. It changed.
That was a big
formed
deal.
Scout and Cellar.
Yeah.
And also a friend of mine across the street was involved in a direct selling company. So I became aware of like this industry, the opportunity, and how it worked. And I was like, oh, that might work because of who buys wine and why. We're the primary buyers of wine. We buy wine based on three things, and you guys know this. What our friends are drinking, the story behind the wine, and the label. So I thought, okay, putting this machination together, new brand, new kind of wine that nobody's ever heard of insofar as Clean Crafted, launching it online, like maybe this direct selling platform, this way of doing business could help to empower others, democratize the wine industry, and really get traction to get things going. And that's how we got here.
Okay.
But the negative connotation that's associated with some people with direct selling, and it's something that I will say, like, I poo-pooed direct. I was like, oh, this annoying Rodan and Fields girl, and then I started selling some Rodan and Fields, and that kind of fell by the wayside. And then I started with Scout and Cellar, and it's like, and when I do like social media posts, I'm always like, I'm all out there. It's like, here it is.
You do such a great job.
I don't. Well, but I'm just like, listen, direct sales, or it's a pyramid scheme. I'm like, there's no. You buy wine, you get the wine delivered to your door, you drink the wine, and then you buy some more. I don't understand the pyramid scheme, but whatever. But it is a very scrutinized way of doing business.
It's got a bad rap.
Yeah.
It's got a bad rap.
Yeah, because there are some that haven't. Well, first of all, there are people within every direct sales company that give it a bad rap, that are overly aggressive, that are too much, that do say wrong shit, all that kind of stuff. Go ahead.
I think there's two things that have put the direct selling industry kind of in this position. Number one, and this is kind of old school, but it's like this idea of posting your success in a flamboyant way about how much you're earning and how you're spending your earnings. Like think about that. Like, I just earned a paycheck of $100,000 and I bought this car with it and this house and this thing. I went on this vacation. If you did that in any other industry, if you're like, I got this new director of marketing job and like I bought this new house with that job, like,
right.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
My
straight up
husband,
culty weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mike was
And it
like
wouldn't
doesn't.
happen.
He gets
they're
yeah. Yes, like my husband gets really weird about like he gets made fun of because of the car he drives, and he's like, those things don't matter to me, and I don't like for people to know how much I make.
Exactly.
Like I don't really want people to know, and I'm like, okay,
But,
more
like,
power to you. But yeah, it is
OG
It is
direct
overly
selling.
well. I mean, if you think about like Mary Kay, and they're driving around the pink Cadillacs and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I'll take a pink Cadillac if you want to give me one. I'm not.
Well, I'm
not
sure
turning
it's a
it
fine
down.
line. It's a fine line because the rewards trips and the things like that, like you want people to celebrate, and then it spreads the word about the company, and then other people are like, "Oh, what are you doing? How'd you get to go on that trip? I want to do it too." And therefore you're building the company. Right, but it's a fine line of how to do it and how to treat it properly and how to not turn people off.
I think rewards trips are not quite in that bucket for the fact that like a lot of sales companies in all industries have their president's clubs trips. Like that's a different thing. But I'm talking like the other more flamboyant, like lean on the Ferrari. I don't know, just like I'm talking like kind of old school stuff. I think the other second thing about direct sales that gives us a bad rap is the idea that like, all right, if your products and direct selling are so great, how come I've never heard of them before you told me about them?
On Facebook. Yeah.
It's this concept of like, why are these not widely available in the world?
Right.
So how do you manage that? Like, how do you try to combat that? I know, I've worked with the company a little bit. I wasn't very good. I'm not very good at it, and I just got busy. But I saw like the brand standards, in that you guys have a quiz you have to pass, and I can tell, do a good job of trying to make a concerted effort to make sure that people know what to say, how to say it, and what to post. What's your MO on all of that?
Just be authentic and just walk through all that bullshit as best as you can.
Yeah.
And be aware of the stigma of the space, but be authentic in who we are and what we're doing. And I think being a leader in the space, we're trying to be a leader in the direct selling space because our job is to democratize wine and democratize clean crafted. And like that's the uniqueness that we bring. And like why we're gonna pay somebody else to do it if why not give it to like all of us to lift everybody up.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was so funny. I played tennis the other day, and we were having lunch, and there was this girl's husband, and he was like, "Oh," I was wearing my Scout and Cellar hat, and he's like, "Oh, you one of those Scout and Cellar girls?" And I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, you know why I don't buy that stuff? And I was like, why? And he was like, I mean, because it's obviously juiced up to pay y'all's commission. I'm like, oh, you think that do you think when you go to Specs, they're not making any money? Like, what are you talking about? Like, why don't you at least buy from somebody you know if you like the wine? What the fuck, dude? Like,
I know.
But you know why I don't? And I'm like, oh.
distributor, the consultant,
Right, I'm
same
thing. I'm like, why would you not, same thing with like the whole social selling or whatever. And they're like, is Starbucks paying you to post about pumpkin spice lattes? Because my God, you're acting like it's your job, but you don't have any problem with that. But I'm holding up a glass of Scout and Cellar and you're coming down on me for being all on my wine high horse or whatever. I'm like, I mean, shit like that drives me absolutely bonkers. So I'm certain it drives you bonkers. But the thing is too, that's not.
It doesn't actually.
It doesn't.
Good.
Did it ever? Okay. So how did you, because this fascinates me, back to the whole Sarah, the celebrity, because how did you because you went like drinking water from a fire hose as far as like praise, criticism, attention, all the things that like I've endured over a 25-year career in television and gotten to start with like handwritten letters received in the mail about my eyebrows to, people bashing my hair on Twitter every day. So I kind of got to ease into it. You just got like
thrown into it.
Just completely plunged into it. And I know I know you enough to know you're a good human being. You're not an asshole. You're not a bitch. Stuff like that affects you. It has to.
It does.
Yeah. So how did you learn how to manage that?
Well, I think with the praise, I know that it's not about me. Like when somebody comes up to me and I meet them at an event and they're losing their mind, they're with so much joy and excitement and they're like crying, that has nothing to do with me. It has to do with like what I represent to them in terms of the opportunity and how like Scout and Cellar has impacted their life.
Yeah.
So like that reality is not lost on me. And so that helps me realize that like it's nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
So that helps. The criticism is really hard. So I try to like take a learning from all the criticism, so we can create some sort of opportunity to improve from it. But it's certainly hard.
Yeah.
But you just gotta, realize that a lot of criticism isn't necessarily a personal attack and not, it's not a personal attack and not about
Not at all.
necessarily as a character. It's just a reflection of what people hope for and want, and
Yeah.
so try to just seek the good in that and try to improve from it.
And so how do you have something?
No, I just wanted to write
Lots
fast.
of- we have lots of
I want you to
questions.
taste this, and I want you to tell me if you could know what it is.
Oh, taste test.
This is putting you on the spot.
I don't know. It smells like Sauvignon Blanc.
Okay, you're on the right track. I'm so putting you on the spot. I didn't mean
Is it like Chilean? Is it Legato?
It is.
All right.
Nailed
Damn,
it.
you nailed it.
What are your favorites?
God, the Legato Sauvignon Blanc's my new favorite
I
white.
like the
It's
Legato.
so
I was
good.
just-
I cannot believe you just got that. That's crazy. That's
awesome.
crazy to me.
That is crazy.
Because I still know very little about wine, even though I've been in this company for 5
You don't have
years.
to know anything. You just have to know what you like.
I know exactly. I'm like, hey, this tastes good. You want to try
That's
some?
what matters.
I know.
That's it.
Yeah. It's like,
I love. I mean, I say what's my favorite wine? The next wine.
Yeah.
Like, I love all wine. Depends on the weather and what my mood is. I drink
Yeah.
a lot of. I love Middle Jane. I love Bubbles. I love Sauvignon Blanc. I love the new Bernhardt Sauvignon Blanc. Have you had that?
yes.
Oh, it's so good.
How do you
No.
explain to
Wines.
people what clean crafted is and why they can perhaps wake up and maybe feel a little better than they would if they weren't drinking this wine? How do you explain that to people?
Well, I'll offer you the kind of the forward facing, and then I'll offer you the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The long answer is, it's farmed without synthetics. We lab test for residue, and it's produced without synthetics, low sulfites, no added sweetener. That's you're like, oh, it's so many words.
Yeah, but that all
Jeez.
sounds wonderful.
It's great. It's
Yeah.
the most stringent standard in the industry, and we communicate it to the customer with an ingredient label and a soil to sip report, which nobody else in the wine industry does, including nutritionals. And you're
cool.
like, Sarah, that's too many words. I can't even.
Yeah.
And so we've been working on this, Emily, for 5 years. Like, how can we best communicate in like one sentence?
Yeah.
Crafted.
You should have given this project to me a long time ago. I would have come up with something for you.
Okay, well, here we go.
No, not right now. Like, I need a little bit of time. But
Well, you don't have to do it on
have
the
it.
spot.
Okay.
But
Do
we're-
tell.
No,
So
I don't
we're
have
ta-
it now. We're working on it.
So
Oh,
one
okay.
sentence.
I didn't know if there was a big reveal that was
No,
about
I'm
to
just
happen.
telling you, come in. We're working on it. We've recognized it. Like, this is an opportunity.
Because
It's
I
like
think
an
there
impediment
is-
to us.
Yeah, because when I try it, I'm like, oh, it's lab tested twice. It doesn't have all the bad. What I always say is, in this, feel free to use this. It's good wine without the bad shit. Like,
Yeah, it
I
is.
mean, I feel like it's kind of catchy.
But we're also restoring the earth because of our packaging. It's all
Right.
this stuff. It's
Right.
like, how do you put it all into one
Right.
little thing that,
Right.
that somebody cares about and can remember?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I will say, like, and I feel like too, like we talked. So Julie was a consultant for a time, and it wasn't her main focus. It wasn't, but it was fun for her for a little while. You know, for me, it's definitely shifted gears to more of a focus for me because it's gotten. I've become more disciplined in treating it like a business than I did in the very beginning. But the fact is that the thing that I love about it, and the thing that I try to stress when I'm, telling someone about the opportunity or whatever, is it's whatever you want it to be,
Yep.
right? I mean, like if you want to make X amount of dollars, we can figure out a way to make that happen. Just know that it's not going to happen. It's not just going to show up in your mailbox. You've got to put in the work. But if you're looking for a couple $100 extra a month, or if you're looking for a house payment or whatever, just like with anything that's commission based, it's all out there for you.
Yep.
And so it doesn't have to be all a bunch of hardcore whatever. It can be whatever you want it to be, which is kind of the beauty of direct sales platform. And what we're always trying to find, I feel like as moms who are looking for that work-life balance.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. But balance is kind of bullshit, though.
There's no such thing.
Bullshit.
There's no
You're
such
right.
thing
You're
unless you
right.
totally detach from the workforce.
Right.
Which I can't do.
So speaking of that, I mean, shit gets hairy for you. Like,
Yeah.
how is your family didn't sign up for this shit either.
No, they
Like,
did not. Well, we didn't know what we were signing up
So
for.
you have two kids.
I have two kids, 12 and 9.
Okay, which are right in the wheelhouse of my children. And a dog named Pip who has his or her.
Sure, girl.
She has her own label. Pip
As she
does.
should.
As
Yeah.
she should. So how do they handle this?
Well, they're very proud.
I know. They're so cute.
They're very proud, and they love Scout and Cellar, and they think it's really cool that we have this company. I mean, they call it a family business,
That's
okay.
awesome.
That's fantastic.
and so that's really an amazing thing to get to kind of watch through their eyes.
Doesn't that make you proud?
It makes me really proud.
That should
It's
make
really
you
cool.
proud.
And you said your husband works for Scout and
He's
Cellar.
been with the company for 4 years. Yep.
Okay, so whatever he had been doing, he quit.
He was the managing partner of a law firm.
Okay.
Yep.
And that had to feel like, I mean, that's a big risk. And
It's
that
a
had to
big
feel
risk.
like maybe a lot of pressure, but at the same time, how awesome. How has that been?
It's been surprisingly wonderful because of him. He's terrific, and he makes us be able to work together. People are like, how do you guys work together?
Oh my God. If Mike and I worked together, we would be divorced yesterday.
Yeah.
Like,
It's amazing.
That's
It's because of Matthew's amazing.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, and I think my husband's amazing in his own way, just not in a way that we could work together.
Yeah. But how cool, though, that like you had this idea and built this company
Yeah.
that was successful enough to where who had worked really hard for his career, I'm sure, being a lawyer, was like, you know what? I'm with you. Let's do it. That has to feel really cool as a wife, as a mom, as a business owner.
Yeah, we're all in. We're a Scout and Cellar family.
Okay,
awesome.
so right fast, we've gone from, I mean, I think when I joined in October of 2017, which was like a month after we launched, I think there was 4 options to choose from, 4 wines to choose from. I don't know how many of you were shoved into that office in that barn, maybe 4 or 5. So how many wines now? I mean, which they're obviously always changing because they're made in small lots. That's the beauty of Scout and Cellar. You're not going to get mass produced wine. How many wines now? And they're like I said, they're always changing. And then how many employees? Not counting the consultants.
Right. So we have about 90 different wines right now, and then coffee coming in 2 weeks, as I know you know.
Coffee.
I didn't know that.
Yes, coffee's coming.
Okay.
Yes.
I need this.
About
Yes, you
90
do.
different wines right now, which is a lot. But from all over the world: California, Oregon, Washington, Chile, Argentina, France, Spain, New Zealand, Italy.
Love it.
And then we have about 140 employees.
Is that
Wow.
that not to freak you out, but that kind of scares me. Like, not for me, but for you. Like, does that overwhelm you?
No.
It doesn't. Okay, I love that about you, that it doesn't overwhelm you.
Just staying calm.
I
You have
know.
to stay
I
calm.
can't. Oh,
I've been working on Emily and
I
just staying
can't.
calm.
I'm not. good at
That,
it.
you know what that means? Instead of let's freak out about it, that means that's awesome. You're doing something right, and you
No,
keep.
it's amazing.
Yeah, and
It's amazing. It
and
just
you
that
stick
like
with it. Yeah.
This is my lane. This is my lane. I just stay over in this lane. I'll let you be in that lane.
That's why she's who she
That's
is.
why she is who she is. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. But it's so funny. I do want to tell the story. I told you this in Mexico. So we were talking about the future of Scout and Cellar, and there was a consultant that I was talking to, and she was like, "Oh, this was like 2 or 3 years ago," and she was like, "Oh, it's not going to last." I talked to my medium, and she said it's
My
going.
medium?
Uh-huh. No, or my, and I mean, she even said psychic. I talked to my psychic, and she said the company will be done within 6 months. And I was like, "Oh, okay, well,
I guess let's all go home. Pack up your
turn
bags.
my clock on." And proud to say that 2.5, 3 years later, we're still here.
Awesome.
The psychic was wrong.
We're
Well,
still
this is
kicking.
so cool. We
I
love
know.
having moms on the show that are doing badass
Sarah,
things.
thank you so
Emily's
much
so
for
passionate
coming.
about it
was so
too.
fun.
Thank you.
Yes.
You guys are the
I love
best.
it.
We love
I love
drinking
it.
your
Thank
wine.
Yes, yeah.
Best of
I know,
luck.
and I'm impressed by your wine knowledge skills. I
And
guess I
let's have
shouldn't
her
be.
back to talk about coffee.
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah.
We'll just have you back to shoot the shit.
Anytime.
Shoot
Yes.
the shit, talk
Yeah.
about coffee, talk
the
about
shit.
wine. Because I want to know how you pick the wine. I have so many more questions.
Yeah,
so
we
we'll
should
give you
do
a
like
whole
a.
show.
We'll do like a teach us about wine.
Yeah.
Thing.
I'll bring someone. We can do like a tasting.
Let's do it.
You guys let me know.
Okay, sounds
All right,
good.
all right. Okay, we end every show. Sarah, I know that you're busy and you can't watch every episode. You missed a couple. But you can look into your camera, which yours is right there, throw up the peace signs, and say Mom Game Out. It's very hokey, but this is what we do. We started it like on episode 1. We can't go away now. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Mom Game Out.